Dr. Smita, and today I will discuss the 5 essential characteristics of cloud computing. So as you know, the cloud computing is the latest technology, and to know the details about the cloud computing, which is a model of enabling ubiquitous on-demand broad network access to shared pool of resources, we should know the essential characteristics. So what do you mean by first? What are the 5 essential characteristics? 5 essential characteristics of cloud computing. So what do you mean by essential? Essential means which is necessary for the model to be a cloud computing. So let's first draw one diagram. So what is the first essential characteristics is on-demand self-service. The second essential characteristics is broad network access. Third is resource pooling. The next is rapid elasticity. And next is measured service. So these are the 5 essential characteristics. Let's go through the detail about it. So what do you mean by on-demand self-service, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity and measured service? So if any of the characteristics is missing, so we cannot say that it is a cloud computing. So first characteristics, on-demand self-service. So in this on-demand self-service, the customer or user can do all the things according to his requirement, and here it is a self-service because it is no human person or human being is involved in that. So we have to subscribe and we have to use the resources like network, storage, whatever the requirement is there. According to that, we can get the self-service. And it is on demand. On demand means whenever we are having the requirement, we can demand for that resource. Next is broad network access. So what do you mean by broad network access? So here the range of devices are many. So if we want to go and use the cloud services, we can use different devices, like you can use the mobile, you can use the laptop or any device. So it can be a thin or thick client. Thin or thick client. So what do you mean by thin client? Means here the mobile, for example mobile, we have limited capability of programming, so that is an example of thin client. And if we consider a thick client, so it can be a laptop or any system where we can do the programming also. So it has a broad range. So this is the second characteristics. Next characteristics is resource pooling. So here what do you mean by resource pooling is that the consumer or the customer, whenever he demands for the any resource, so if the resource is not available, so it can be provisioned or made available through different locations, in that is which are located in different geographical area. So the customer is unaware from where he got the resource, but he will get a unlimited resources. So that is a example of resource pooling. And next is rapid elasticity. So what is the meaning of elasticity? So elasticity means flexibility of doing the work. So for example, if we have subscribed for maybe suppose today for 10 network connections, and in future suppose the business person want to extend his business and he want to add some more network connections, like instead of 10 he want to add some 15. So it is possible through the help of rapid elasticity, where we can scale in and scale out. So we can increase the resources or we can also decrease. So it provides you the flexibility. So this is the meaning of rapid elasticity. And next is measured service. So what do you mean by measured service? Here measured service means, as we all know that cloud is based on the concept of pay as you go. So how much we are using, that much only we have to pay for that. So here it should calculate the how much units of storage or how much units of a network is used by the customer. So it will make the provision, so automatically we can calculate. So it is done with the help of the measured service. So if we go for any service, for example software as a service or platform as a service or any service, so we can it will be automatically calculated by using this cloud service provider, and we can get the bill according to pay as you go. So how much you are using, that much only you have to pay. So these are the 5 essential characteristics which are very important for any model to become a cloud computing. So any of these is missing also, we cannot say that it is a cloud computing. So in this way these are the important characteristics, and we can go through the PPT also. Just let's see through the presentation in detail. Cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be provisioned rapidly and released with minimal management effort or service provider interaction. Let's go through the 5 essential characteristics. So first we will see the on-demand self-service. A consumer can unilaterally provision computing capabilities such as server, time, and network storage as needed automatically without requiring human interaction with service provider. So here the customer can demand the required resource and he can get it without the interaction with any human, and it is automatically done with self-service. Similarly, what do you mean by the broad network access? So the capabilities are available over the network and accessed through standard mechanism that promote use by heterogeneous thick or thin client platforms. So what do you mean by thick? Means the systems like a laptop or device where we can do the programming is called as a thick client, whereas in the devices like a mobile or tablets where we have limited programming capabilities, they are called as a thin client. So it covers the broad range. Elastic resource pooling. The provided computing resources are pooled so to serve multiple customer using a multi-tenant model. So here we can get different physical and virtual resources dynamically assigned and reassigned according to the demand. Rapid elasticity. Elasticity, as we know, that is a flexibility to work. So here it can be quickly used to scale out and scale in according to the requirement. And measured service. Cloud systems automatically control and optimize resources by leveraging a metering capability at some level of abstraction appropriate to the type of service. So resource usage can be monitored, controlled, and reported. In this way, these are the very important characteristics of cloud computing which are required and for the model to become a cloud computing. So thank you, and this is the diagram which we have to refer for essential characteristics.